G'day friends and fans, welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books The Boyhood Arcade, Power Games, Into the Elfmound, and The Erotic Tales from the Empire. Part 1 is available now, working on getting Part 2 out. Hey, all my links are in the link tree, where you can and thanks to all those who support the channel. If you want to support the channel, join my Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch, all my links are in the link tree. Yeah, I'm going to work on a new intro, I think. I've actually had offers of intros, and so far none of them are materialized. So, I'll start looking for a new... Well, I'll talk to those who've made the offer to first, but I really appreciate it. And I understand people are busy, but, yeah. I know this is my favourite site, Bundle Holding. You know I was going to go here. I really appreciate the audience is growing. Hopefully people will share this video out, get more views. For some reason, the algorithm still doesn't like me. Apparently, well, I've watched a number of videos on the algorithm, and it turns out that subscribers and likes are the only things the algorithm cares about. They don't really care about your content after the first few minutes. And we don't really... And the problem is, with role-playing, you're going to have lots of gamer words. And so, this is the problem. Google can't tell the difference between the lawful and proper use of a word and the bastardization of a word. Although, lawful, I shouldn't have said that, but you know what I mean. Proper English language type, as opposed to the streetlish that people speak. Yeah. Because this one in particular has a lot of gamer words in it. And yet, it's actually quite an interesting concept. Because, let's face it, the 1930s and Cthulhu, they were made for each other. It was Cthulhu brought to life. It was horror. And if you're a horror fan, you would know, that period of history is something that, we may have that little guilty pleasure of all wanting to experience and overcome. So, I hate not properly reporting on how amazing this is, because Cthulhu D20 from Modius of Cosmic Horror, set in World War II, should delight both Pulp Fiction fans, horror fans, and those with a little bit of shall we say, delight in defeating the 1930s. And the thing is, the 1930s was about the twisted occult, cults, people who had weird beliefs and worshipped secretly dark powers while masquerading themselves as, I think it's safe to say, socialists. But okay, this is the realm of fiction, and YouTube can't tell the difference. That's the problem. So I'm going to try and tell you the best as I can. This is all about fanaticism, crazed scientists, and the deep ones, and fighting eldritch powers. And for just $14.95, you can get the 4 rule books, source books, and other player aids in the basic collection, rules collection, sorry. But if you level up, pay the threshold price of $31.32, which I recommend, you get the entire operations collection. Now you get in the basic rules collection, you pay the minimum price and you get the D20 player and GM guides, the guide to the resistance, refuse, resist, what's that? Retaliate. Now this is, you explore resistance archetypes like assassins, saboteurs, propagandists, resistance leaders. You have new weapons and equipment, NPCs, allies, adversaries, demonology, and some adventures, all in this one little box right here, 84 pages, with a fairly reasonable retail price. But for the price of one book, you get, well, almost one book, you get these. 1, 2, 3, 4, which GM screen and toolkit, useful guides, useful charts and tables, sorry. But here's the meat of the package, and that is level up and get the operations collection, where you get campaigns. You get 3 Cthulhu campaigns from the summer of 39, Shadows of Atlantis, Leopard of the Sands, Forest of Fear. Fear is a new take on the offensive of the Battle of the Bulge, a turning point of World War II that cemented victories for the Allies in the West, just like the Battle of Kursk in the East secured it for the Soviets. Now you get more operations, and so you got 2 lots of campaigns and player aids, secret documents, playing titles, and plotting Cthulhu dossier. So to construct Cthulhu plots with the backdrop of World War II. It includes a comprehensive plot generator. Lots of Cthulhu stomping action. Next up is the Mystery Flesh Pit. This is a meaty tabletop role-playing game, a sci-fi system RPG from Ganza. And for $5.95, you get the lot. Bang! 12 days to go. Get a neat little weekender with lots of promise and potential for fun. What is the Mystery Flesh Pit National Park? It's about the Premium Basin super organism. A bizarre, living subterranean behemoth of unknown size of origin. Giant opening, the Mystery Flesh Pit. It's a vast ecosystem of strange, undeniable reality. Today the pit is a government black site with a sprawling industrial complex of pumps and pipes to keep the slumbering giant from waking up. So I would say you have horror. Or at least a weird mystery for your Halloween weekend, eh? But don't discount the Schwab Entertainment's Weird Wizard. The Shadow of the Weird Wizard. $9.95 gets you the core Weird Player Collection. This is tabletop fantasy from Robert J. Schlub of Schlub Entertainment, based on his best-selling Shadow of the Demon Lord. Successful 2023 Kickstarter campaign. This swaps out the Demon Lord's grim darkness for bizarre monstrosities in high adventures, although there's plenty of weirdness in the Demon Lord. Now, it's an easy to learn D20 system. Like every other D20 system, it's you got tactical options, however, and you got you got a lot of options: traditions, magic, professions, paths. Now, if you play the threshold price of $26.44 or more, you level up, get the entire Weird Sage collection. Now, Shadow the Weird Wizard is about the world after the disappearance of the Weird Wizard. The Weird Wizard was a mad sorcerer who commanded eldritch powers of staggering might, and he ruled over all his Vade. As proof, you only have to look to the New Lands to beyond the walls of Forbidden City, where Clockworld peoples dwell in seeming servitude. But the Weird Wizard's gone. His absence precipitated a bloody civil war, and the inhabitants are fleeing to the borderlands. However, they need a hero. You're now the hero. And you have exciting adventures, tight campaigns, streamlined rules, and deep customization. And if anybody's familiar with D20, you can just pick this up and get pretty much started straight away. Now, in addition to the core rulebook, you have the shadows of the Weird Wizard spell cards. All pretty much 600 cards with all the rulebook spells. Alright. Now, with this, of course, if you level up, which I recommend you do, you get Secrets of the Weird Wizards. A guide to everything, including Sage Screen, all the information behind the scenes, origin stories, rules for stuff that happens between quests, tricks and traps, gods, factions, societies, more stuff about the borderland, and playing non-humans. And you've got some source books about faith, new ancestries, and being one of the Fey Touch. No, not that kind of Fey Touch. The spells, the sprites, changelings, etc. Now, the 4 Weird Wizard adventures, we have basically a bunch of introductory adventures about a giant head, death stalking your what do you call it? Your group? Well, group of refugees. Your fellow travellers. Yeah, not today. Death, another one in which you investigate a crime. However, while trying to track down these missing treasures, failure could actually mean the end of the town itself. Now, with Gnash Teeth and Howling is an introduction to the Salt Barons. Though not exactly a hospitable new homeland, it's better than where you came from. However, companions, young and old, healthy and infirm, are being found dead, bodies mutilated, something stalking the group, and you got to unmask the killer before they get around to you. Alright, 5th edition treasures. One price, $24.95, gets you a magical horde of 5th edition role-playing. Herbalism and Hague's Bazaar, treasures for the Hedge Witch and Hague's. Sourcebook for Hedge Witches and Hague's, basically a dictionary of real-life plants for the nature-minded, along with creating your own plants for 5th edition. Some new classes, some new monsters, potions, and more. Tome of Intangible Treasures, non-loot rewards, basically 650 new ways to reward the characters without giving them just the average pat in the hat and a bit of coin from the old pouch. You got some packed entities that may gain boons, blessings, charms, and packs. That on its own sounds fun. Ultimate treasury, of course. Thousands of treasures, spells, and guardian monsters. Items for every kind of campaign, from traditional fantasy to ancient tombs and treasures. Spellbooks of untold power, libraries of lost lore and martial magistry. Mundane, mechanical, alchemical, technological gear from clay, troll oil, and rifles, grenades, and more. The Vault of Magic, 900 treasures for every imaginable use, for all to bring wild surprises to your game. And the Wondrous Tomes of Wands, basically as it says, it's a tome of wands. Balanced, beautifully illustrated. Wands of every rarity level. And a preview to Man's Magnificent, a 5th edition mansion you carry in your pocket. Not a game breaker, just a game changer. The Far Roofs, a couple of days to go still, is a moody rat fantasy role-playing game from Gina Moran. Far Roofs is a complete game. $5.95 gets you the whole game. A game about talking rats, god monsters, and you. You start with the rats. You woken up. You have consciousness. You have speech. You have thought. And you're overflowing with valor. And, well, you go from rooftop to rooftop and face terrible things. There's another world that opens up. And you and your fellow rats get closer and closer to, well, you can't see the houses below anymore. You have whole landscapes hidden. Strange fairylands, magic gardens, inexplicable towers, all managed of wonders. I'd really recommend this one. I think this would, if you love to have your imagination opened and to see new possibilities, I highly recommend this one. Of course, what I really, really, really want you to do, of course, is to join Future Fantasy and support me and my endeavours to create a science fantasy role-playing game. Currently using the What Is Old Is New system. Alright. Of course, though Bundle of Holding, not the only site out there. Now, Drive-Thru RPG is the largest RPG download store. Pretty much every day, there's at least something new, something for everybody. It has a lot of budget material, but a lot of it, of course, is big budget. Riftbreakers 2nd edition is new, added to the catalogue a couple of days ago. It's a D20, it's a D100 system. And it claims to bring the MMO experience to your tabletop, explore a strange yet familiar world, embark on randomly generated quests. You know, your radiant quests, which probably found in almost every RPG. You know, hey, stranger, I need your help. Get me XYZ. You go out, grind some XP, bring back the crafting materials, get a reward, rinse and repeat. Some games average around, I think, 26. There aren't that many Radiant quests, but I don't know that. I can't comment on this particular one, but it promises to bring you adventure, high fantasy, and streamlined rules in a D20 system. Simple core mechanic. You roll equal to or less than your skill, you succeed. Difficulty is adjusted by modifiers. You have a crafting system. Encounters. Pretty much everything you get in every other pretty much role-playing game. It has a gameplay loop centered on completing quests set in the city of Karhelos. It's an basically set to be a forever game where you transition from solo to co-op play. You can play with your friends. You have though not necessary to play, not necessary, but there is a card deck building system to speed up combat and additional material. As you see, they also have a variety of print options. Now, also new is Miracles of the Divine Flame. It's a storyteller game. Alright. It's extended guide to the holy city of Great Forks. 9 new exalted seeds to draw inspiration from. New charms. Puppeteers. Architects. Sovereigns. New artifacts for your champions. They don't really tell you much, do they? It's a champions career. You're basically playing champions. I don't. It's a 3rd edition, so if you've got previous editions and and you're into storytelling games, this is from Onyx Path, so it's going to be high quality. You can see. So you have new profiles and divine patrons, basically. So, new characters. And you can see it's part of an extensive set of campaign books. Yeah. Source book for Exalted. So, yeah. And speaking of what is old is new, Ian Publishing has a Kickstarter with only a few days, 6 days to go. A new Bestiary book for both fantasy modern and sci-fi. Wine has it's basically a bunch of source books where you have source book for fantasy, modern, fantasy. You play your traditional fantasy roles, assassins, fighters, priests, magic users. Modern, you play your martial artists, and future, you play your sonic wielding maniacs, your discount Jedi. Monsters is a whole bunch, and they can be used in different settings. All their stats. As well as monsters, you have NPCs. This is a D6 target number system. You have, of course, different tiers where you have different collections of source books If you buy the ultimate set, you get them all. Now, printing does come with fixed shipping cost, and some countries, yeah. There's no risk. The PDFs will be sent out as soon as it ends. There's no wait. It's just if you buy the printed sets, you do have to wait for printing because it's print on demand, one print. Now, this has been successfully funded, but is in late pledge mode now, which I think means it was fully funded October 3rd. It's still available to back this project, where Tales from Elsewhere's Clockworld action horror RPG. It's a post-apocalyptic Weird West tabletop role-playing game where you have a brutal injury system. Basically, think of it as a RPG with hit locations, and those locations translate into injuries. You have a Weird West setting map. You explore the map, meet new people, new horrors, and do violence in a simple D10 dice resolution system. No hit points, you just cut straight to the violence. So it's all about hit locations, inflicting injuries, and avoiding them. Now you have edges, which is basically enhancements to your character, various improvements, I could say. You got various threats, beasts, monsters, whatever. Over 100 items. It's a very rich system if you're into action horror. Still waiting for a launch on Thundercats. It's still sitting there after quite some time, still in an early launching phase. And another one not yet launched is Apocalypse World Burnt Over. This has been reported now to be going ahead soon, but I have no confirmation. Now, there are many other systems. Every day there's new... I could probably do this every day, going through Kickstarter every day with RPGs. Recently I saw various settings. There's still... As much as people like to rag on D&D, it's still... There's lots of D&D stuff. Just lots of D&D stuff. As much as I have high hopes, I'm pretty realistic that just the sheer amount of competition, there's just so many systems now. But I'm still hoping that hundreds of you may still yet to join and take advantage, even if you're just taking advantage of the map, and just elevate this to some monicum of success rather than